Hey guys, welcome back to our house. Today I'm going to do a pretty special unboxing, something that means a lot to me. Just like the first video I did, it was the Dark Crystal. This is its predecessor, the Labyrinth, the board game, Jim Henson's. The reason I say that is because there's a couple of different Labyrinth movies. This is a very similar game to the Dark Crystal. Again, this one came first. I'm only referencing the Dark Crystal as if it came first because that was my first video. This is brought to you by the Jim Henson Company as well as River Horse. And I know for a fact that if you go on the back here, Tabletop Troubadour, the gentleman on that channel is the one who created the miniatures. So I'm going to set that there for you guys for just a minute, let it focus. You guys are more than welcome to pause so you can read everything that's on the back. These here are some screenshots from the movie. You got Hoggle and Jareth, who's played by David Bowie. Ludo and Sir Didymus, all the way down here. And oh gosh, I have not seen this movie in just a minute. I cannot remember her name. Sarah. Who I cannot remember who plays Sarah. But anyone that does know, just go ahead and comment that down below. Before we get started here, I just want to remind everyone to like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with your friends on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever you want. This here is obviously a screenshot from the movie as well, with the Goblin City in the very middle. I know that this is kind of warpy with this cellophane on here, but we're going to take that off and we're going to open this up. Really quickly, here on the side you can see a lot of the Labyrinth that's been hand designed and drawn in. There's some more of the Labyrinth, and this here, part of the Goblin City, I think. There's another part of the Goblin City right here, and this is where the firelings are. You can even see them dancing down there. That there looks like part of the Goblin City. And this here is part of the Labyrinth right before the Goblin Cities. So, as you can see, this is very beautifully done, very well illustrated. So, I'm going to cut into the cellophane right there. Don't forget to go over to Tabletop Troubadour, like we mentioned in the Dark Crystal. If you guys haven't joined their channel, please do. The guy on there is a real artist. He does really well making these miniatures. And let me zoom in there just for a second so that you can see all of them in one fell swoop. But yeah, let's get this open. So just like the Dark Crystal, this cardboard, this box, is extremely thick. Not quite as thick as the board itself, but still very, very thick. It seems to be very good. These are the world cards. I don't know if there's other cards in here. Oh, yeah, because there's character sheets. So, first let me start here with Hoggle. We're going to focus that up for you guys. Look at that. These things are just, they're gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful. And what I love the most about them, other than the fact that clearly there was a lot of time spent on these. Johnny Fraser Ellen. That's the name of the guy on Tabletop Troubadour. Other than the fact that clearly you can tell that there was a lot of detail and time put into these, a lot of love and care. What I love the most about them is that all comes out in the fact that you can see it here on such a second-rate camera. So there's Hoggle. I'm going to set him right there for a minute. Here is Sarah. Come on. Nope. Oop, that didn't work. There we go. So there's Sarah. Looks really, really good. Set that aside. Here comes Sir Didymus, as well as his trusty steed, as he calls it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the dog that he rides on, his name is actually Lancelot. He's Sarah's dog from the very beginning of the movie. Now, I'm more than capable of being wrong, and you guys are more than capable of correcting me, so feel free to do so. And there's Ludo, the big baby doll. I mean, you can see the lines in his fur, the emotion in his face, his teeth, his eyes. Great, great sculptures, great miniatures. Now, not a lot of them have independent appendages, but this here has a tail, and let me show you something here. His tail moves a little bit, but it's clearly not going anywhere unless you're trying to make it go someplace. Great quality plastic. And there is the Goblin King himself, Jareth, the antagonist of the movie, the game, the comic books. Oh, wow. I never saw that in the back of his cloak before. That's really cool. Alright. And there's this crystal orb. Here's a fun fact. The orbs in the movie was not David Bowie doing that. It was actually a magician who stood behind him. He would stand right here, and he would tuck his arm up underneath the cloak, wearing the same clothes, and he would juggle the orbs for David Bowie. In the last movie, I took this out and set it aside because I didn't know what it was, and I forgot to mention it later. But actually, this is for the orrery or turntable or whatever you want to call it, the turn counter. These here are the stands for the different tokens, different characters. I like that the cards come in this plastic case. The Dark Crystal didn't have that. I think it's a great way to continue to protect things, make them look good. So set that aside. Here we have Hoggle and Sir Didymus, Sarah, and Ludo. I hope you guys are seeing that okay. These are very well illustrated, very, very beautifully done. And the Dark Crystal, I don't have that with me right this second, but the dice were just a specific color and just a random kind of triangular shape. These here actually have pictures of the dice, so I think that's pretty cool. And then their willpower is, you know, just like the other one. Their willpower is like their HP. Looks like all of them have the capability of having 6 willpower, but they all start off at different ones. Sarah being the strongest, having the most will because it's her baby brother that's been stolen by the Goblin King. Sir Didymus and Ludo having the second. And Hoggle is a bit of a coward, so that's why he has the least. So set those aside. These are the dice that come with it. I don't know what colors the others were. I know that the D12 was black, and I know that the D20 was the bluish purple color. But I don't remember what all the other colors were. But there's the dice that come with this game. I'm going to move the characters here. Because just like the other one, half of the game is underneath this felt feeling. Feels like felt. It's lined over top of this plastic mold. And I know that's weird to mention, like point out, but the fact that they put such heart and care into something as unimportant as what half of the game sits in, shows that the people that did this really do care. Starting off here, we have an advertisement for the Labyrinth, the board game expansion. I was going to say, wait a second. That's the expansion, and here's some movies and stuff. So we're just going to set that aside. This video is not supported by anyone other than Cody and myself. Not that it can't be supported, but it's not right now. We don't own any rights or privileges to any of the games. Nothing in this video, not even the advertisements. We do these to inform and entertain. We do this because we want to, because we want and believe in the idea of bringing families together, friends together, whatever, so that way everyone can hang out and have a good time. So this is the rule book, and it's got stills from the movie and from the game, showing you how to set it up, what everything is. It even tells you what the dice are, just like the Dark Crystal did. This is a 17-page booklet on the rules, scenarios, end game, setup, etc. Here we have part of the turn counter. Oh no, that's the turn counter, sorry. So that's the 13-hour clock with the sword, that is the hour hand. We got some Ludo chips. We'll have to find out what those are. We've got willpower tokens right here. I'm going to set that aside. These, wow. These are great. These are some screenshots from the movie that they've turned into game pieces. Here's something interesting. Some people may not know. This child here is actually Brian Froud's child. He was the illustrator and the concept artist for the movies. When he drew the original poster, he drew a child that looked a lot like this, and then his wife was pregnant, and when they had their first son, their son looked exactly like the drawing that he drew. And they were so astounded by it, everyone just insisted that his child play the baby that the Goblin King tries to steal. So that's one of the goblins in the tank suit. That is the giant goblin that protects the city wall. I don't know what all of these pieces are as far as the reference of the game, but man, are they attractive. Clearly, plenty more willpower tokens. And the backs look exactly the same. So we're going to set that aside. This game board should be the same size as the Dark Crystal. 2 feet by 2 feet. So let's do that. And this, oh, it's upside down. Give me a second, guys. Alright. So just like the Dark Crystal, you have these shapes here that are the world. And when you land on one without a card, you flip a card over and do what it says. Most of them, probably just about all of them, are challenges. Wit tests, brawn, speed, etc. So that's the riddle doors. That looks like the fireling area. That is her dream, Sarah's dream. That down there is the entrance to the labyrinth. And that there is the oubliette. Oh, I'm sorry. These are the riddle doors. So, oh. And that is the doors that leads her to left or right. One of them speaks and one of them's deaf. It's weird, but it's a great movie, just like the Dark Crystal. But this is absolutely beautiful. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I know it's not nearly as powerful seeing it through a video as it is seeing it in person, but it doesn't take away its beauty. But yeah, that is the Jim Henson's Labyrinth board game representation. I'm just going to put everything back in here. I'll assemble it, and if I can convince my lovely bride-to-be, we will try to play this game for you guys here before too long. It may be a week or two, but we will play it. And worst case scenario, Cody and I play it by ourselves, and you guys can still learn how to play. I will tell you this much: it plays very much like the Dark Crystal, so there will be a few less rules explanations, but and it has the turn counter only has 13 instead of 23, like the Dark Crystal. So we will, if we do play it, we will break the video down into at least a couple different parts, but it also will probably be a fairly long video, fairly long playthrough. These cards here, really quickly, you've got your world cards, and then you've got special power cards that give you second chances, which is why it's got a picture of Sir Didymus on the back, just like the Dark Crystal. But yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys come back to see us tackle the game, and hopefully we beat it. Well, I beat it, because as Cody mentioned, he enjoys being the bad guy. So I'll let him be the bad guy, and we will hope that I don't fail the genre. We will hope I don't fail the heroes again. But guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This, you know, whether you guys are enjoying the videos or not, I'm enjoying doing the videos. We do these because we want to, not because we feel that we have to, not because we're hoping to get anything specific out of it. Yes, we hope to turn this into, we hope to get partnered by YouTube, but that's entirely beside the point. Even if we never get partnered, we will go through every game that Cody and I have until we have none left, just for the purpose of promoting the idea of board games. Not any specific board games, nothing is being promoted to us or for us or by us. Only the idea of board games as far as my half goes, and only the idea of getting closer to Jesus as far as Cody's half goes. So, yeah. Listen, guys, thanks for coming and watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I know a lot of people really enjoyed the Dark Crystal unboxing, so I'm really hoping you guys enjoy this one as well. But until we play it, or until next time, whichever happens first, you guys have a great night, and we send our love and our prayers your way.